Hello everyone, and as with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $1.39. It was another red day for XRP. Honestly, I was hoping we would get that Sunday pump, but it didn't happen. And if you look at the 1 week, you see this bottom here at $1.38. We touched it here again. And now I see people saying, double bottom confirmed. Let the breakout commence. Well, you know how many times I've heard that throughout this cycle? You know how many times I've seen that happen throughout this cycle. And yet we still are waiting for that massive breakout. It's going to come out of nowhere when it happens. People still have not figured that out yet. This is the first cycle where I could honestly say when the chart looks really damn bullish, don't go by the chart, because the chart has looked bullish so many times so far. I mean, even if you look at the 1 month right now, look at how bullish this looks. We're going sideways, which usually leads to a massive breakout. Are we going to get it? Nobody really knows. Nobody could even confirm that that's what's going to happen next. We might see some more downward movement before the breakout begins. And everybody's citing the Clarity Act. Well, I think that has to get done by Friday because March 1st is on a Sunday. So is that going to happen this week? And I see people saying the second it gets past, XRP is going to $10. First of all, I think it's going to be a sell-off event the day that it happens. We're going to see crypto pump and then it's going to dump. But what happens next is going to be even more important, because that's when all of a sudden the institutions start flooding into this space. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to see the real value affect the price of XRP. Maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe it happens sooner. We really don't know until the Clarity Act gets passed. And look at Bitcoin, still sitting under 68K. Everybody's watching the Bitcoin dominance still, and it's still compressing right here. We're all waiting for the drop to begin, because when that happens, that will confirm either alt season or a utility run. But so far, it's just been going sideways, just like crypto. It's still going sideways for the most part. Every once in a while, we get a slight drop, but mostly we're just seeing sideways action, expecting the breakout to come next. Currently reading, when will Ripple's XRP bull run resume? We asked 4 AIs and their answers surprised us. The AI cannot predict a breakout for XRP. These AI models, all they do is scour the internet for information and then they come up with an answer. But most of the answer is already based on what other people are saying. We don't even know if the bottom is in yet for XRP. It looks like it's starting to come back up right now, but will that continue? Or do we go lower before the breakout happens? I know a lot of people want cheap XRP, so they're hoping it falls below $1 again. And we might see that before we see a massive blast off. XRP, if it's not going to zero, it's going to $10 plus. I'm not here for 30% pumps. I'm here for 10,000% returns. Zero or hero. I always said it. XRP is my ride or die. From the first time I bought my very first XRP, I said, I don't care if this goes to zero or it goes to $100. This is my ride or die. We all know it's not going to zero. now we can pretty much confirm that it's going to 4 or 5 digits because we know it's built for institutional adoption. It's built to bridge anything of value all throughout the world. XRP capitulation, a by the blood moment. XRP just saw its largest realized loss spike since 2022, with holders locking in a staggering $1.93 billion in losses in a single week. While a 4% price drop hurts, the on-chain data suggests a massive flushing of weak hands. What everybody's talking about right now is they want to get as many people out before the breakout begins. We've seen that happen in the past. You see a massive drop and then all of a sudden a massive rebound comes next. But if you know what you're holding when you hold XRP, you're never going to sell it. You're never going to get shaken out, and you are going to make it to the finish line. XRP is following the same multi-year breakout pattern seen in gold and silver before their big moves. And their cup and handle moves. You see it. Cup, handle, breakout. Cup, handle, breakout. It's the same thing. We've seen it with gold, we've seen it with silver, and we're going to see it with XRP. When this finally does happen, though, most people are going to doubt when XRP breaks out, I'm telling you, because they're so used to seeing the price rise up and then all of a sudden the whole market dumps, because it happened multiple times throughout this cycle already. It's going to take a lot of people off guard when it happens. Only 5 days of net outflows over a 3-month launch period. Most of that was just grayscale. Total is 790 million XRP. I see everybody now blaming this dump on the ETFs. We only had 5 days of outflows on those ETFs over a 3-month period. And almost $1 billion XRP is locked away by those ETF filers. And they want to lock up 8 billion plus XRP. Think about that. That's 8% of the total supply of XRP. Then you start to couple in Flare, wanting to lock away 5%. That's 13% of the total supply gone. Then you look at the companies that are creating XRP treasuries as well. I'm telling you, these ETFs are going to be a big deal for XRP very soon. The reason we're not seeing any price movement because of the ETFs yet is because these ETF filers are still going to the over-the-counter desk and dark pools. But they don't have an endless supply of XRP. Eventually, they will run out. Then they have to buy it on the exchanges. Breaking, a trader known as Trump's insider with a perfect track record just opened a $125 million short position ahead of potential Iran escalation. It's his first move since the October crash, where he reportedly made $168 million. He clearly knows something. I don't know why they have a picture of Baron Trump there. Nobody can confirm that this is Baron Trump. Everybody's speculating on this. But I will say this. I believe it's somebody tied to the president, because these calls are perfect calls, time and time again. So now we will see where this goes from here. And I'm sure people will be talking about this all over X when this guy makes another 100 million on crypto. $70 isn't too shabby for now. We are almost there. XRP to $1.33, then big breakout and road to $70. How do you know that XRP has to go specifically to $1.33 and then we head to $70? XRP could go to 90 cents. It could go to 70 cents before we break out. Maybe it just breaks out from where we're sitting right now. Everybody is trying to come up with different ideas on where we go from here. And it's way too hard to call what's going to happen next. This has been the most unpredictable cycle we've ever seen in crypto. No shortage of doom calls from the XRP community. I mean, these are literally everywhere. Black Monday and Tuesday seems reasonable. Keep an eye on those pizza shops around the Pentagon. I'm just finished plowing. I'm going to take off my pants and jacket, then sit here and watch hockey for the next 3 hours. Then I'm preparing for complete market failure during the closing ceremony and World War on Monday. You know, we are not going to see World War III. We're in a different type of war right now. We're in an AI war. Everybody's fighting to be who's going to be the leader when it comes to AI. We're in somewhat of a gold war because the central banks all around the world, they continue to stock gold because they want to go to a gold-backed currency. We also have a lot of countries ditching the US dollar as well. I think what we're going to see next is the rise of the first gold-backed currency. And when that happens, everybody is going to be rushing to a gold-backed digital dollar, gold-backed digital euro, and so on. I think it all starts with China. But the AI war is also happening right now. We're just along for the ride. XRP went from 50 cents to $3.40 in under 3 months. It's now at $1.43. You survived the SEC lawsuit, the bear market, the FUD, and you're going to sell before the Clarity Act passes. I see so many people saying that they just dumped their entire bag of XRP. I see people saying everywhere XRP is going to zero. I'm getting out while I still can. Even MEXC put out an article that XRP is not going to zero. Here's the hard truth. The idea of XRP crashing to zero is a sensationalist zero-sum theory that ignores the fundamental utility of the network. For an asset to hit zero, it must lose all liquidity, all utility, and all demand simultaneously. Network utility, unlike meme coins that rely on social media hype, XRP is integrated into the back-end infrastructure of hundreds of financial institutions globally. Even if the price drops, the ledger continues to process transactions. Institutional backing. With the launch of ETFs and the entry of major asset managers, XRP is now a regulated asset class in the eyes of many institutional desks. Market cycles. A drop to $1.43 is a standard correction in the world of crypto. In previous cycles, assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum have crashed 80 to 90% before reaching new highs. What they're telling you is, even if there's a dip, XRP is not going to zero, and it's going to go so much higher. But the idea of XRP going to zero, it's just ludicrous at this point. I mean, we're in 2026. I remember when it was only speculation when it came to XRP. The banks are never going to use it. Nobody's ever going to have XRP on their balance sheet. Now we see the banks not only getting involved with crypto, getting involved with XRP, they're holding the actual asset. Look at Goldman Sachs. I know JP Morgan probably has a nice stash of XRP. Same thing with BlackRock. I think in the background, a massive system is building out, and all we're looking at is the price of XRP today. You want to be here when the euphoria comes. You want to be here when the excitement begins. Don't get shaken out because the market turns red. Always stay positive so we can all get rich together. And until it happens, stay patient as well. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.